Arcturian Ancient History, Message to the Lemurians. December 8, 2014. Dear readers, I am again posting some of the Arcturian messages that I added to my 4th Pleiadian Perceptions on Ascension books. In this section, the Arcturians are in inner Earth speaking with the Lemurians. Dearest August members of Gaia's planet Earth, as many of you know, when the galactics land on Gaia's surface, you, the members of inner Earth, will send your emissaries topside to assist and educate the many humans who will be dazed and confused. With that said, we will continue speaking to you, our dear Lemurian friends, as if you were the very humans that you will be going topside to support. In this way, we will guide you in the same manner that you will guide the topsider humans. We come to you within this now to tell about Earth's earliest history. The seeding of a planet is much like the seeding of the ground. Seeds are planted in the hope that they will grow and prosper. In the same fashion, beings from different planets, galaxies and dimensions planted their seeds in the hope that they could live, grow, and prosper on a young, in planetary terms, world. However, rather than physical seeds, we galactics planted seeds of consciousness. We, the Arcturians, were among the first galactics to send our seeds of consciousness into the life forms of planet Earth. Hence, it is we who have come to you to deliver this message. We encourage all of you to remember your galactic family. Those of you who have taken incarnations on surface Earth will need to dust off the cobwebs of forgetfulness from your incarnations during the Piscean Age. During that age of the Kali Yuga, which is referred to as the Dark Age, humanity was as far away from the One as possible. In fact, humans believed that the Sun revolved around the Earth, and that the Earth was the most evolved planet in all of the galaxy, or even the universe. It takes a strong person to recognize they were mistaken in their perception of reality. It takes an even stronger person to recognize the many lies that have limited their expansion into self. Most important, it is your now to release your fear of other civilizations. We come to remind you that you have many expressions of your multidimensional self who are currently holding forms on starships, in different planets and in different galaxies. Most of these galactic beings live in fifth-dimensional light bodies that exist within the now of unconditional love. However, there are still some members of the power over others galactic worlds that exist on the third-fourth dimension of our galaxy, as well as on Earth. Most of these beings have changed their ways once they finally lost the galactic war. However, many Draconians came to Earth after they lost the war. The Draconians are the descendants of the great dinosaurs of Earth's ancient history. Therefore, they believe that Earth is their planet. These beings are primarily responsible for the fall of Lemuria and Atlantis, as well as many of the wars your planet has suffered. However, their reign has come to an end. Because of their resistance to unconditional love, their resonance is unable to expand into the fifth-dimensional light bodies that will inhabit Gaia's new fifth-dimensional Earth. Fortunately, just as some members of these civilizations remain lost to the darkness of power over others, there were others who became fifth-dimensional. Some of them took refuge in the Earth, such as yourselves, to await their opportunity to ascend themselves and planet Earth. Therefore, do not judge another by their species or the habits of their greater family. All life has an opportunity to join Gaia, and all life will be welcomed. Many, such as this gathering of Lemurians, live just 1/2 octave above the physical world on Earth's surface. You, our dear Lemurian friend, entered Earth before she plummeted into her lowest frequency. Because of the completion of the great cycle of the precession of the equinox, Earth is now in alignment with the galactic center. Thus, the planet's frequency of resonance is slowly and surely rising. In fact, Earth entered her golden age in late 2012, and she will remain in this era for 2,000 years. During these 2,000 years, multidimensional light and unconditional love will flow directly from the galactic center and into the heart of Gaia. Hence, it is the now for transmutation of Gaia and all her inhabitants. Gaia is ready now, as is her plant and animal kingdom. It is humanity that is still attached to the 3D matrix and cannot look beyond it. Fortunately, There are simultaneously many humans who are fully prepared to transmute into the higher frequencies of reality. Dear members of Inner Earth, when you go topside, your first assignment is to find these fully awakened ones. Then, just as we talk to them when we bring them on our ships, you can talk to them as they walk the body of beloved Gaia. You may wonder when all this will occur, so allow us to answer this question. All that we have spoken of will occur not at a given time, but in a given frequency. The number of humans who can perceive this frequency, which is of course the resonance of the fifth dimension, is expanding exponentially. Therefore, we ask once again, be patient within your now. Cherish every moment of the life you now live. In this moment you will live in unconditional love, which is the key to your transmutation into your fifth dimensional light body. When we say we are with you, we mean we are in you, just as you are in unity with us. When we finished our message, the room was totally quiet. We knew that the task of going topside to try to communicate with the third dimensional humans was dawning to them. Therefore, we continued. Yes, our dear friends. Humanity has been lost in the illusions of the third dimension since the fall of Atlantis. We know that you are impatient for their awakening, but remember that you have been living in the fifth dimensional pocket of Gaia's heart. Do you remember when the Atlanteans destroyed your world? Do you remember the great fear that you felt and the anger that filled your hearts regarding the Atlanteans? The topsider humans have been experiencing this degree of fear and anger since the fall of Atlantis. We send a wave of unconditional love into this audience again to open their hearts and minds to more information. When we felt their confusion and worry transmute to love and dedication to purpose, we continued. Lemuria and Atlantis were meant to bring Gaia into a dualistic reality so that Gaia could serve as a school in which beings could incarnate to learn the law of cause and effect. This law was to be taught to the students, inhabitants of Earth, by giving them time between the energy field going out into reality, cause, and when it returned back to the center, the effect. In a unified, fifth-dimensional reality, cause and effect occur instantly. Hence, Gaia chose to resonate to the frequency of the third dimension. To do so, she had to lower her resonance from the now of the fifth dimension and beyond into the time-bound resonance of the third dimension of duality. Since time is created by polarities such as male-female, good-bad, day-night, Gaia would need to have males and female inhabitants. Lemuria was to be the female mother civilization to represent the flow of the electron, receptive and flow, feminine polarity of energy, experienced as love and emotions. Lemuria began when life planet Earth was in its infant stages, and the mothers loved the infant planet by merging with the elements of the earth, air, fire and water. You Lemurians had no desire to become an individual or to think about having personal power. You saw yourselves as one with all life on Earth. Atlantis, on the other hand, was to be the father civilization and was meant to represent the flow of the proton, expressive outflow, masculine polarity of energy, experienced as power and thoughts. The Atlanteans enjoyed thinking and discovering how they could change and improve their world. Whereas your Lemurian spirituality was based on love of all life, and Mother Earth was your divine leader, the Atlanteans looked upwards into the sky. They could understand and conquer the land and sea, but they could not, yet, understand and conquer the sky. Therefore, their spiritual guidance came from far above them. Are you beginning to see how polarity began to take hold on Gaia's planet? We asked and observed as they shook their heads yes. Through the marriage of feminine, love emotion, and the masculine, power thoughts, the two landed expressions of Gaia could gain the great wisdom to combine their thoughts and emotions to create a beautiful reality in which everyone could learn by putting together what had been separated. When the humanoids, the keepers of the land, could unite their thoughts and emotions, masculine and feminine, they would create their new world. Unfortunately, instead of a beautiful bonding and resulting ascension, their marriage, like many earthly marriages, ended in a long divorce in which both of them lost everything. Part of the reason for this divorce of power and love was that the power over galactic ancestors of these great civilizations could never approve of this marriage. All they wanted was to have it all. In other words, greed was the cause of destruction then, just as it is in your now. Since Gaia is now in the energy field of galactic light and planetary unity, the marriage of all polarities into the one is the hope and means of ascension. As we tell the age-old story of love and power, peak and fall, unity and separation, we ask you to listen with your multidimensional self, so that you will remember your truth. Through remembering your own truth, your own perception of this story, you can take that which was in your distant past and bring it into your present to create a future of ascension within the now of the One. In this manner you can travel in consciousness via the oscillation of the sine waves of your consciousness. The higher your consciousness, the faster the oscillation of sine waves, and the more quickly you will travel interdimensionally via your consciousness. The frequency of your consciousness is influenced by the rate of the spin of molecules within your form. If your form resonates to a much lower frequency than your multidimensional consciousness, your consciousness and form will not be in entrainment. Therefore, you will not be able to perceive what is occurring within your higher frequency consciousness and interdimensional travels. It is the discrepancy between the frequency of your form and the frequency of your consciousness that creates the illusion of separation in which you feel separate from your multidimensional self. In the world in which humanity has lived since before the fall of Atlantis, this type of separation from self was unknown. Before the fall of Lemuria, and even until the later times of Atlantis, the humanoid form resonated to the fifth dimension and beyond. Because of these high frequencies, the bodies did not have a static form. In fact, many did not need a form at all and existed as pure consciousness. Through the early and positive actions of the early Atlanteans, spirit can now inhabit the fourth dimension. It is the challenge of the grounded ones, who are the descendants of Atlantis, to bring spirit into the matter of the third dimension. The Atlanteans created this splitting of their spiritual and denser forms when they began genetic engineering. Before the genetic engineering, all forms on Atlantis were visited by androgynous spirits of the higher dimensions. These spiritual beings visited Atlantis in the same manner that you would log into a video game. We shall return to speak more of on early Lemuria. Blessings, we are the Arcturians. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com